Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to GAIA Daily for April 23rd through 26th, 2021. So we're heading into a very powerful full moon in Scorpio that happens on Monday, Tuesday, most of the world, April 27th, coming up here at the beginning of next week. The energy leading up to this full moon, very powerful, speaking to what this full moon and this next cycle is all about. Now, Scorpio is about wants depth and experience and truth and to reveal, has an energy of revealing deeper truths, deeper secrets, a willingness to go to places that other signs will not. And so that's a really interesting energy. But then when we look at the astrology leading up to this full moon, and we're starting to feel this right now, we've got Venus today in conjunction with Uranus. So Uranus has an energy of awakening. It's like a higher vibrational frequency, and it's speaking to the Aquarian age. It's speaking to what we're trying to move into, a higher dimensional frequency, the golden age of humanity, what's available for us as we come into our full potential as sovereign humans, not under the technological control grid. And everything it's an interesting energy right now. But Mercury is coming up tomorrow. So we've got Venus, Mercury, Uranus together through this weekend. And what a powerful and potent energy, especially after the Sun and Venus went over the equinox together, the Aries point, complete rebirth of the feminine identity. And now we have Venus and Mercury having had a retrograde in Aquarius. And Mercury's our mind, our understanding, our perspective, our reality. And so Venus there is saying, hey, let's talk about this, okay? Rebirth of the identity of the feminine within each of us. It's not just women, okay? It's like, we all have feminine, masculine within us. The feminine side of you has been struggling in shame around the deeper secrets of who you really are as an intuitive soul, is kind of the things that are on the table with all that Black Moon Lilith energies. And Black Moon Lilith is back on the table, but in a very sweet sextile to Neptune. We're dreaming a new dream. Is the dark feminine even a concept that fits, right? Can we put ourselves, come back to the mother, come back to wholeness, come back to our oneness, put ourselves back together, heal the rift, the messy, bad relationship between the masculine and the feminine within, so we can go into our heart. And so this is when planets come together in conjunction, especially when there's more than two, it's very powerful counsel. They're all listening to each other. Wait, Mercury, you went in retrograde in Aquarius. What did you learn? And then Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, is weighing in Taurus. And Taurus is about our basic needs of what we need to feel safe and survive and have what we need. It's what we love. It's what makes us feel good, ruled by Venus. It is our value system. So our self-worth and the value system of the greater of humanity. And that is what's up for review. So, but we're like stuck because we can't get to this new value system while we're conceding to be slaves and loyal to these lower energies. So humanity has got to wake up, and we're going through this crazy movie pantomime in the events of this world, all to wake humanity up to what we almost just gave away completely, our sovereign freedom. Our access to life force, our access to our own soul, which gives us access to life force through our body, and the highest form of existence is answerable only to the one source creator, as we recognize ourselves as a facet of this. But most of humanity is still content to be, or many, in slavery and asleep. And how has this gone on? It's gone on through mind control, which includes propaganda, in that we are being fed a reality that's not true. And it's been going on for a long time. And now it's getting ridiculous. I mean, so ridiculous, right? You can see the green screen. They're not in the White House, they're in Hollywood. What's going on? So, anyway, this rift, this Uranus is the disruptor, brings a different vibration. It's like, and so it's disrupting old patterns. And in Taurus, it's patterns around wealth and value, and like we talked about, and self-worth. And so there's this, maybe this is why this is such a revolution. The revolution, Uranus is about revolution, revolutionary change, and the revolutionary change is coming to our relationship to the physical. So our value system, right, is a spiritual value system, because we're seeing as we go through our evolution that we're so much more than what they told us we are. And when you're living your life completely invested in your physical appearance and what the physical accumulation and how everybody else sees you, you are not living. And that game is over, and the new system is about help supporting us, taking care of each other, taking care of the planet, stewards, humanitarian stewards of each other and the planet, and the full expression of our potential, So that's what we're trying to move into. But have you been feeling this feeling like where it's like a soup? You get kind of like you're trying to make shit happen like you did before, but it's like everything is the end of the road. Nothing's working. And then, of course, the supernova soul, because we're working on these deep self-worth distortions, are like, oh my God, I'm failing at this. And like, somebody took my magic. And, and it's like, no, guess what? You've actually succeeded in raising your vibration to the point that the 3D mechanisms of manifestation are not going to work for you anymore. They give you nothing. Those energies, it's like an old worn out machine. It's out of date. It just doesn't work. It's not going to take you where you want to go. And the new energies, the higher level vibrational 5D new earth energies, those are supportive to you. That's your world. You're not built for this clunky old 3D thing. And stop trying to manifest there. Stop trying to do it the way you've always done it. Stop trying to please the people you've always tried to please. Stop it. This is this astrology. So, but for the masses, we're having an opportunity with this Uranus energy to question one little, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. Something's not right. Question reality is huge. And can you hold space for that in your own life? As you question all the methods that you've used in the past that are no longer working, and you're beating yourself up over them not working, not recognizing that you have already stepped to this next level, except for here's the Taurus issue. For supernova souls, do you deserve it? Okay, so you're already operating at a frequency that won't work in the old, but why can't we step into the new? And that's everything that's on the table right now. Now, so the helpful energy and amazing going along with this awakening of the mind to the divine feminine, this is about opening up pathways between our right and left brain, and literally like lightning bolts being like, wait a minute, and short-circuiting the mind control. And you represent those lightning bolts. You are willing to be present. And this is a celebration. This is where supernova souls, we've got to start celebrating and being in massive gratitude that we stayed awake. You made it. You did it. If you can handle watching this, like you did it, you're awake. And thank God that you're not going to have to go through that. You're just going to be here and hold space in the new energies, right? And start celebrating. So it's a huge, huge shift. And we'll just see what this brings, as we move into this full moon in Scorpio. And that is going to be, that means the full moon, because Mercury and Venus and Uranus are not too far away from there. They're at 10 degrees, and the full moon is at 7 degrees. And so the moon will oppose this whole stellium of planets in Taurus just after the full moon. So this full moon for the next day or two after is going to be a really a crucial time of almost like I can see this pebble being thrown into the water and the ripples of the effect of this shock wave and awakening, truth, questioning reality enough to open your mind, right? Like what it used to be cool to question reality. It used to be cool to question authority, you know? And now you're just going to get some like weird psychic backlash. Wait, do I have a right to my own opinion, to my own mind? This is the ultimate question. And that's where it's like, okay, so we're stuck in a soup of between 3D and we can't get out because we're in these old patterns. What's keeping humanity from moving forward? Oh, mind control. Because if one little bit of truth, cold, hard truth, got through the propaganda machine and into the newsfeed, one tiny fraction, humanity would be outraged. The power, there's way more people, humans, than this dark infection. We have the power. We're sovereign. So we're in this weird place because it's like we're trying to move over into that 5D, but we can't give ourselves permission. We can't have, the break of mind control is where we are breaking our contracts of the agendas, of the lower matrix. And that it's cracking and people are just once it cracks and it crumbles, this is the Great Awakening. It's truth that moves us to the next place. And so therefore it's propaganda mind control that's keeping us from that. But the dam can no longer hold the water, right? It's just too much pressure. And so that seems to be this astrology, but we have this really sweet energy with Black Moon Lilith in sextile to Neptune. And we're going to be feeling that really strongly for this whole next month. But it's very activated coming into connection during this full moon. And so that brings us some more water energy and connecting to Neptune. And Mars is moving into Cancer today. So a really big shift of energy there. Active compassion, active nurturing. That's how we get through this weird, scary time of truth. And so it's, again, a perfect storm for the next and a perfect movie telling us what's going on in these next chapters on these other levels. And Black Moon Lilith in Taurus, having all those planets came into square with Black Moon Lilith, tension, right? So Jupiter and Saturn moved over into Aquarius. It's like, wow. But then they had these squares. And with Uranus and Black Moon Lilith. And so this is Black Moon Lilith still in Taurus, but in sextile at 22 degrees with Neptune. Neptune's at 22. Black Moon Lilith will be catching up. It's at 20 right now. But this influence is saying, hey, sextiles are like, we can do this. This is a solution. We can find a way through. And so this is about dreaming a new reality based on a new value system where the feminine is held sacred, as is the masculine, right? And the temple and the sacred marriage, and the bridal chamber is activated. And the heart and the active compassion, Mars and Cancer, the way forward is active compassion, mothering, loving. So coming back into the energy of feeling, the 5D energy is what we're moving into. You're loved and held and cared for, enveloped in Earth. It's not on Earth. Oh, maybe I'm kind of, have a connection to this planet. This is you being surrounded by a field of energy and existing in a completely different way of being. And so that's where we're trying to make this leap, right? It's just so different. And this astrology, especially through the weekend, is awakening the intuitive mind, which is inviting critical thinking, questioning reality, and is the dam ready to break so that we can get out of this soup of being stuck in between. But the message for you is when you feel like you deserve it, step on over. As for supernova souls, like this Taurus energy, it's like you have these massive spiritual gifts. This is why you've been able to stay awake, which is why you've gone through what you've gone through. And it's time to own that and give yourself permission to start working in those new energies. But the Taurus energy is like, do you deserve it? Your self-worth. And it's like deep, dark, deep subconscious hidden programming. And that is one of the things of this full moon, right? The Scorpio energy wants to reveal that shit. And then maybe the active compassion can move us through as we clear out, let the water flow, let the tears flow, move the energy to clear out those dark corners of what Black Moon Lilith has been excavating, like getting into the dark corners and in the shame, and underneath the shame is your treasures. And that is the energy of this full moon, revealing true wealth. And that's you. You're the gold. And so it's a powerful full moon, and I hope you can consider joining me for the activation. Like I said, most of the world, the full moon happens on Tuesday, the 27th, but the activation will be Monday, the 26th at 3 p.m. in Mountain Time in the US. If you can't make it live, you can catch the replay at the same link that you sign up. And so that energy is available for you whenever it works in your time zone. And know that when you bring your energy and your attention to join, you're supporting the Supernova Soul Tribe field and supporting all the work we're doing right now. As we connect more and more is benefiting the whole group and everybody who has, exploring this story of a supernova soul and, like, say, this aspect of it, this low self-worth from past life traumas, from being attacked as the light or healing and all that, right? Exploring these stories and clearing and healing the roots is like sending out a homeopathic remedy to the whole field, and all the work you're doing is supporting the whole tribe. So thank you, and keep it up. And I can feel more and more permission for connection, more and more permission for truth. And that's you. And this is your truth, your time of truth. Your questioning reality is being stalwart in your commitment, your dedication, your devotion to your truth as an advanced soul. That your spiritual reality is way more real. And it's time to give yourself permission to operate in the frequency that can best support you, because you've already moved out of that frequency. It's dead end after dead end after dead end. Are you done beating your head against the wall? Why are you staying there? Loyalties? Fear programming, authority, you're not quite ready for your sovereignty. This is all on the table right now as we sort through all this astrology. And we still have helpful, like that sextile is really sweet. We don't have any really, the full moon is going to create a T-square, so the sun is coming up into square with Uranus. That'll happen on the 30th. So a few days after the full moon, but very close coming in, right? So the sun, the moon, and then Uranus, Venus, Mercury, and Taurus. So a fixed T-square. Now, the fixed energies are about trying to find stability. And Taurus trying to find stability, and yet recognizing that what we call solid, which you would think would be stable, isn't at all stable. So, and this Aquarius, bringing in this Aquarius energy, which is the one missing. So Saturn is at 10 degrees Aquarius. So, really we have a fixed cross. And so maybe that's this energy. Crossroads, where are you going to go? You can't stay here in between. The old's no longer working. Do you deserve the new? It doesn't matter. That's what you came here for, and you're going to feel better. So get your butt over there to the other side. We'll go together. Okay. And so really cool. We'll see what is revealed of these inner treasures and revealed in the world as we move through this energy together for this full moon. So maybe I'll see you on that activation. Maybe I will see you for the next update, but we're together and just hang tight. This is a wild ride. It's a wild ride, and we'll know it. No, no matter how much you think you know about what's going on in the world, the word on the street is that our minds are going to be blown. And this is exactly this astrology. So we'll see what happens. And like I said, these positive, supportive transits, the squares are coming off. There is the square with a full moon, but we've got that beautiful sextile with Neptune. We've got Saturn in trine to the North Node still. And Jupiter is just still one sign over from Pluto, a semi-sextile between Jupiter and Pluto. So super dynamic, helpful transits that are backing us up in establishing, finding stability in a new reality. And in order to do that, we got to question the old and wake up to the control mechanisms and say, we just realized, humanity, we're sovereign. We're the most powerful thing. You just tricked us into taking our power and using it for what you wanted, and no more. We're not doing it. We're going to go celebrate our power and build this new world together. So I look forward to seeing you soon, maybe on that activation, the next update. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.